This will be an HTML CSS tutorial on how to add a video background to a web page. Let me jump over to my web page and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I have my web browser opened up now. This right here is what I will be creating, a video background. As you can see right up here, I have some text here. You could decorate your website as you normally would. This is just a video background. And if I downsize my browser, it tries to hold its shape. The video does. The background image that I'm using here, I'll put a link in the description for it. I got it off of Pixabay. It's this image right here. If you click on free download, the one I chose is 1920 by 1080. But I just got it off. You can find all kinds of backgrounds on Pixabay. But I just chose one off there. Like I said, I'll put a link down in the description for it. I will be using VS Code on the Google Chrome web browser. Let me jump over to VS Code and get started here. Okay, I have VS Code opened up now. I'm going to create a folder here. I'm going to go up to File, down to Open Folder. I'm actually going to be creating a folder, but I'm going to click on Open Folder. I'm going to select my destination that I want to place my folder on my desktop here. I'm going to go to an empty area. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go down to New, over to Folder, and I'm just going to call this Video Background. I'm going to hit Enter. I already have that folder selected, so I'm going to click on Select Folder. Now, as you can see over in my Explorer sidebar here, you can see Video Background. I have that folder opened. I'm going to place my mouse cursor over that, and I'm going to click on the first little icon here. If you put your mouse cursor over it, it says New File. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to name this file index.html. I'm going to hit Enter. Now I'm going to click on the second little icon up here, which if you put your mouse cursor over it, it says New Folder. And I'm going to call this folder CSS. I'm going to hit Enter. Now, as long as I have that CSS folder selected here, I'm going to go up and click on the first little icon there, New File. And I'm going to call this file style.css. I'm going to hit Enter. Now I'm going to create another folder. First, I need to click on the index.html file, so I come out of the CSS folder. I'm going to go up and click on the second icon here, which is New Folder, and I'm just going to call it Video. I'm going to hit Enter. Now what I need to do is place my video into my video folder here. I'm going to go to my desktop here. Okay, off to the left here, I have the folder that I just created. It's got my index.html file in it. It's got my video folder and my CSS folder. Inside my CSS folder, I have my CSS file. I have another folder on the right here, which has my video in it. What I'm going to do is drag that video. I'm going to left click. I'm going to drag it over to where it's on top of video. I'm going to let go of my mouse cursor, and I'm going to click on Copy here. Now if I double click on my video folder, there is my video in there. I'm going to jump back over to VS Code here. I am on my index file here. I'm going to put my mouse cursor down here on line 1. I'm going to create an exclamation point, and I'm going to hit Enter. You can either hit Enter or you can click on this first wrench up here. I'm going to hit Enter. There is my HTML boilerplate. I'm going to change the title here to just say Video Background. And just above the title tags here, I'm going to put my mouse cursor down here at the end. I'm going to hit Enter. I'm going to type link. I'm going to connect my CSS file to my HTML. I'm going to hit Enter. And down here where it says href equals, between those double quotations, I'm going to tell the browser where to find the CSS file. The CSS file I have in a folder named CSS, so I'm going to type CSS. I'm going to hit / and then the exact name of my file, which is style.css. Now if I place my mouse cursor over that style.css file, that follow link appears above it. If I click on that follow link, it should take me over to my CSS file. I'm going to click on it. It took me straight over to my CSS file. Now I'm going to go up to File and down to Save All. And now I'm going to go back to my index file here. And I'm going to close my little Explorer sidebar just so I can have more room to zoom in. I'm going to go to my body. I'm going to put my mouse cursor just after the opening body tag. I'm going to hit Enter twice, and I'm going to create a video tag. And between my opening and closing video tag, I'm going to put my mouse cursor in there, and I'm going to create a source tag. I'm going to put my mouse cursor just after the E on source. I'm going to make a space, and I'm going to tell my browser where to locate the video file. I'm going to type src equals double quotations, and I have my video in a folder named video. I'm going to type video / and the name of my file is abstract.mp4. Now the name of your video file might be different than mine. You just have to check what the name of your video file is, but mine is abstract.mp4. And after that double quotation there, I'm going to put my mouse cursor after the last double quotation. I'm going to make a space, and I'm going to type equals double quotations, and this is a video / mp4. Now I'm going to go back to the opening video tag here. I'm going to place my mouse cursor just after the O. I'm going to create a class here so I can do a little decorating on it in the CSS file. I'm going to do class equals double quotations, and I'm just going to call this back underscore video. Back underscore video. I'm going to place my mouse cursor after that second double quotation there. I'm going to do a space, and I'm going to give this a little bit of inline JavaScript here. I'm going to type onloaded metadata. I'm going to do equals double quotations, and between those double quotations I'm going to type this period muted. I'm going to make a space, I'm going to do an equals, I'm going to make another space, and I'm going to type true. Now I'm going to put my mouse cursor outside of that second double quotation there. I'm going to make a space, and I'm going to type plays in line. I'm going to make a space. I'm going to set this to autoplay, so when somebody goes on the website, it will automatically be playing. Autoplay. I'm going to make another space. I'm going to type muted. I'm going to make a space, and I want my video to loop. I'm going to type loop. And that is all the HTML that we need to add. I'm going to go up to File and down to Save. Now I'm going to jump over to my web page and see how it's looking. There's no CSS added yet. So let me see how it's looking here. I'm going to open my folder. I'm going to double click on my HTML file. And that's how it looks so far. This is what I'm shooting for right here. I added some opacity on my original video. I'm going to jump over to the one that I've created is right here. Let me jump back over to VS Code and add the CSS, which the CSS for this is not that bad. I'm going to jump over to my CSS file. I'm going to go to line 1 here, and I'm going to call on my class that I created. I'm going to go back to my index file, my HTML file. The class that I created is called back_video. I'm going to go over to the CSS file and type a period, back_video. I'm going to make a space. I'm going to create my curly brackets. I'm going to hit enter to separate my curly brackets. And I'm going to give this a width of 100 VW. Width colon 100 VW. Semicolon. And what that does is makes the video extend the full width of the web page. I'm going to hit enter to go down to the next line. I'm going to do the same thing for height. Height colon 100 VH semicolon. That will make the height of the video extend the full length. I'm going to hit enter to go down to the next line, and I'm going to do object-fit cover. Object-fit colon space cover semicolon. I'm going to hit enter to go down to the next line, and I want this position to be fixed. Position colon fixed semicolon. I'm going to hit enter to go down to the next line. I want bottom 0, bottom colon 0 semicolon. I'm going to hit enter to go down another line, and I'm going to do left colon 0 semicolon. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to give this a z-index of -1. Z-index -1, and what that does is place the video to the back. I'm going to put my mouse cursor after that last semicolon there. I'm going to hit enter to go down another line, and I'm going to give this an opacity of 40. You can add an opacity if you want to. You don't have to add it. Opacity colon 40%. Just depends on what video you're using if you want to add an opacity or not. I'm going to go up to File. I'm going to go down to Save. I'm going to go back over to my web page here. I'm going to hit refresh. As you can see, the video is playing automatically. And if I downsize my browser, it should kind of try to keep its shape. And if I go back to my VS Code, if I go back to the index file, below that video tag, I'm going to hit enter a couple times. I'm going to create an H1 to make sure that everything's looking good. I'm just going to type, this is my web page. I'm going to go up to File and down to Save. I'm going to go back to my web page. I'm going to hit refresh. And right up here, this is my web page. So this video is in the background. That is how to create a background video on a web page using HTML and CSS. Down in the description, I will put my HTML and my CSS files down there in the description if you want to download them and look at them. Thanks for watching.